Welcome to part 6 of the X5 rebuild. In the previous episode, we found that there was an air leak. We traced that to the intercooler pipes on both ends, so we had to remove both of them and replace the O-rings, and that solved the issue. We also got the X-Drive repaired by R&K Transmission with Ricardo, and then we took Miller for a drive. Unfortunately, that evening, disaster struck. In this episode, we'll tackle the issue that left me stranded and the car undrivable. Can you guys spot what the potential issue is? Drop a message in the comment section if you can. If you look closely here, these two pipes have disconnected, and that was just spilling diesel. And this is related to the oil feed line. It's actually a fuel line, and here it's depicted in BMW fans. We also tackle the tappet cover gasket. We replace all of those. So the next day I had to restrip the engine apart, take out the intake manifold and all the surrounding parts just to get access to where this leak was coming from. And it is related to this line here, which is actually called the overflow oil line, and it connects the injectors down to the fuel pump, high pressure fuel pump, and connects to the feed line of the diesel feed line. So here you can see where this pipe is running. It goes down towards the bottom. It was joined by this cable, which was obviously done by the previous mechanics, and this just popped off. So I tried doing a temporary fix with practice steel, and that failed miserably. As you guys can see, it's leaking diesel. So the next step is I had to remove the whole line, and it took me quite a while to trace one of these because from BMW it's more than 5,000 Rand. So I took some time just to get another one, but you have to use OEM parts, otherwise it will leak. So this is the new one that I got, and it's reinstalled with all the new clips. And I tested this, and I still had some slight leak at the injectors, and that was related to the O-rings, but I didn't know this. I thought it was actually that there was something wrong with the injectors, so I had to pull them out again. And I did notice that there's quite a lot of oil around it, so that's the reason why I actually decided to do the tappet cover gasket as well. So these are instructions from ISTA. It gives you the step-by-step of how to remove the tappet cover, and these are all the parts that have to be removed just to gain access to it. And here, this is the sequence that you'll go through to remove the whole tappet cover. So here you can see I've already removed intake manifolds out, and all the injectors are out with the rails, and here we can see the tappet cover is off. So the engine itself looks in good shape. There's no obvious scoring on the cylinder head itself. So here you can see I've already removed the tappet cover, and I have already cleaned it as well. I've taken out the old gasket and made sure that there's no dirt in that grooves, and I installed the new gasket, and here it's reinstalled back on the car again, and I've replaced the intake manifold as well. Here's the old gasket that we've removed. Unfortunately, I didn't take a picture of the new one. So after this, I decided to just scan the car and see what's remaining, because most of the mechanical faults are now sorted out in the car. So it'll be interesting to see what else is remaining after driving the car around for a bit. So I've opened up ISTA and just did a normal sequence of letting the program check through all the faults. And here you can see the faults that are still remaining on the car. And it's quite a minor one. It's only 3 of them compared to the previous lists we had. So now that the mechanical issues are sorted out with the car, all the remaining ones are related to the LIN bus is just for cold start, which is not really important in South Africa. We don't have such cold weathers where the glow plugs need to be preheated. So I will probably not do this currently, or maybe I'll do it in future. And the remaining ones, the gear selector is working, so I'm not sure why it's still there, but I'll look at that at a later stage. Since most of the mechanical faults are sorted out, I will now start doing the cosmetics of the car, and this is what you can expect to see.